They just got my husband, you guys.
When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about whack. Whack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff.
Hollywood just got rocked. The internet's been buzzing for months about loose cannons, loose lips, and now it's exploded into a full-blown legal nightmare. When news broke that Loose Cannon was arrested, fans were shocked, but nobody knew the half of it. This isn't just a slap on the wrist. We're talking about charges so deep, they're whispering in the streets and echoing in federal buildings. Buckle up, because the downfall of Loose Cannon is way more twisted than anyone could have predicted, and it's dragging some heavy hitters down with him.
They just got my husband, you guys.
Oh my God, you guys. The entire block is surrounded. They will not let me come home. We have an entire police force outside.
It all kicked off on March 19th when a video went viral. A woman claiming to be Loose Cannon's wife, Sharice Mills, filmed the chaotic scene outside their home, her voice laced with panic. Cops everywhere, the block surrounded. It looked like a movie set. But get this, it wasn't even the first time the cops had shown up that week. Days earlier, Sharice had posted footage of their place being raided, cops swarming their property, and her locked out. "Oh my God, you guys," she exclaimed online. "The entire block is surrounded. They will not let me come home." Loose Cannon was supposedly inside during that raid, but here's the kicker. He walked away scot-free. Wild, right? Raided, nothing happens. "My husband is home. I'm just praying that he's okay," Sharice said, bewildered. Turns out, that first raid was a swatting, some anonymous prank call about a hostage situation. But that was just the bizarre prelude to the real drama about to unfold.
My husband is home. I'm just praying that he's okay. They won't let me through.
I mean, I'm inside with my son, right? He's 6 months. So her and her mom went to Starbucks to go and get something. So when they come back, she see all the cones and everything around there, right? So she called me. She was like, "They not letting me on the block. They saying there's a hostage situation." I said, "Ask her what house?" And she went to go ask, and then they was like, "Oh, baby, they talking about our house." She know I don't have nobody kidnapped. She just left me 10-15 minutes ago, right? So I told her, like talk to her. I said, "But film it just in case I come out the house and they shoot me."
Fast forward a week, and the cuffs came out for real. This time, it wasn't some internet prank, it was Operation Drawdown. The feds came down like a hammer, hitting Loose Cannon, Big U, Brick Baby, and 16 other alleged Rolling 60s affiliates with a massive federal indictment, racketeering. The charges read like a rap sheet from hell, and if even half of it sticks, these guys are staring down sentences that could rival Big Meech. Murder, trafficking, heavy fraud. This wasn't just gang stuff. Prosecutors are calling them street terrorists. Acting U.S. Attorney Joseph Al didn't mince words, labeling Eugene Henley Jr., aka Big U, a career criminal hiding behind a facade of community leadership and music entrepreneurship. They claim Big U used his influence in the Crips, the entertainment industry, and even a youth charity to fuel a violent criminal enterprise. Extortion, human trafficking, fraud, all allegedly orchestrated by a supposed anti-gang activist. The feds painted a picture of Big U as a wolf in sheep's clothing, skating by for years, pocketing taxpayer money and donor cash, using fake OG mentor stories to mask his violent reality. But the darkest accusation of all? Murder.
The lady, she was like, "Oh, we just want you to come with your hands up." So I took off my shirt, walked with my baby in the arms, put my hands up, walked back or whatever. She took the baby, they handcuffed me, put me in a car, and they was like, "We're gonna just check and see if it's a hostage situation. If it's not or whatever like that, we'll let you go." And that's what happened.
Today, we're here to announce federal criminal charges against Eugene Henley Jr., a career criminal known as Big U, who used his contacts and leadership role in the Crips criminal street gang, the entertainment industry, and a youth charity to further his own criminal enterprise.
Ted, what's the update? What's going on?
When they picked him up, they took him to Henderson facility to get transported. He's going to be transported in the morning.
I did just get off a call with him, and he's doing all right. We have good faith that this is all going to be debunked.
And that murder is gruesome. It centers around a young rapper, 21-year-old Rayan Williams, who Big U was supposedly mentoring. January 2021, Williams's body turns up dumped in the desert. He had dreams, thought he'd caught his big break with an indie label, Unique Music, flown out to Vegas for a week-long studio session with Big U at the helm. Big U, who'd even coached Williams in football growing up. Career-changing trip turned into a death sentence. 5 days before he died, rumor has it Williams dropped a diss track aimed straight at Big U. Things went south fast. Despite Unique Music footing the bill for his flight and Airbnb, Williams started missing studio time. The FBI says it was because he lacked transportation, but Big U saw it as straight disrespect. Williams making him look bad after he vouched for him? Unacceptable. So Big U and his right-hand man, Demetrius Meech Robinson, allegedly hopped in a dark gray Lexus and drove 4 hours from LA to Vegas to confront him. The diss lyrics, the missed sessions, tension was boiling over. January 24th, Big U rolls up to the studio around 7 p.m. Williams arrives later, records until midnight. By 12:30 a.m., Big U and the Lexus vanish. Witnesses saw it, the same ride they came in, gone into the night. Then, the timeline takes a sinister twist. Big U's phone GPS goes dark around 1 a.m., doesn't ping again until 2:15 a.m., but at 1:13 a.m., surveillance at Williams's Airbnb catches a dark gray or silver sedan pulling up. Williams gets out of the passenger side, goes inside, comes back out with his suitcase. Didn't make sense. Checkout wasn't till the next day, flight wasn't either. Something was seriously off and it looked like Williams knew it. 3 a.m. Big U returns to the studio alone. Witnesses later told investigators he was soaked sweat or something else. Jim, Big U claimed when asked. Didn't wash. Hours later, 9 a.m. January 25th, Rayan Williams' body is found in a ditch near a Vegas landfill. Execution-style shot to the face, investigators believe, with a revolver, a gun that leaves no shell casings. Afterward, investigators say Big U made shady moves, ordered all the studio equipment ripped out, surveillance footage deleted, footage that might have shown him and Williams leaving together that night. DNA tests on Williams' body against Big U came back inconclusive, but the feds aren't letting go, and it doesn't end there. Big U and the Rolling 60s are linked to a mountain of crimes, 19 members already locked up, and the secrets are still spilling out.
And best believe we will win this case because it's all BS. It's all hearsay. There's no actual facts. It's based off of a podcast interview. At the end of the day, they have no evidence against my husband. They can say what they want to say. They got nobody testifying against my husband. And I know that for a fact because I got the paperwork.
But amidst the chaos, Loose Cannon is playing it cool. His wife Charisse told Adam 22 that Loose is chilling and confident, convinced he'll walk free, dismissing the charges as just talk with no real witnesses. It's all B's, it's all H, she declared, claiming the case is built on podcasts, not facts. They have no evidence against my husband. They got nobody to testify against my husband, and I know that for a fact. While Loose Cannon keeps the faith, Big U is seeing this RICO case through a different lens, and he's clearly not planning to be the fall guy.
He raided my houses and my property. They was asking about whack. Whack, Loose Cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. All of y'all filed. All y'all who be sending around the internet, all y'all who be promoting and listening to what these saying.
Loose Cannon, along with 600 and Whack 100, are catching major heat. Big U believes these three have been running their mouths, airing out street business online like it's entertainment, bringing down the feds on everyone. Loose Cannon is getting hammered with the snitch label. Even Adam 22 and No Jumper are in the crosshairs, fans accusing them of creating a platform for self-snitching, some even suggesting they're working with the feds. And here's the shocker, No Jumper actually got name dropped in the indictment. Big U, on his way to turn himself in, called out Loose Cannon, 600 and Whack 100 all No Jumper regulars, and honestly, Big U might have a point. When they raided my houses and my property, he vented, they was asking about Whack, Loose Cannon 600 and this internet stuff. He blasted everyone, promoting and listening to what these __ say. Loose Cannon's No Jumper interviews have become a central piece of this whole mess, especially one where he dropped a bombshell about Big U and the murder of Nippy Hussle.
And I'm on a phone, he FaceTime me. So he FaceTime me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6, I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, And I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered.
Big U had Nipsey Hussle killed. Everybody know that. Everybody know Big U called and hit.
So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
That interview, though quickly scrubbed from YouTube, did its damage. Loose Cannon claimed Big U called him just 30 minutes before Nippy Hussle was shot. He said he was so stunned he called Nippy immediately, who actually picked up. But then, just 30 minutes later, another call. Nippy was dead. March 31st, 2019. Nippy Hussle gunned down outside his Marathon clothing store. Eric Holder Jr. is doing 60 years to life for it. The official story being a beef over snitching accusations. But Loose Cannon painted a different picture, a setup, a deeper plot, with Big U as the mastermind. Even Charleston White backed it up. Big U had Nippy Hussle killed. Everybody know that. Jealousy, they say, ran deep in the rolling 60s. Nippy had become too powerful, too loved, a threat to the old guard. They was really jealous of Nippy Hussle, homie, Loose Cannon claimed. All the big homies in the set was jealous of Nip.
They was really jealous of Nipsey Hussle, homie. All the big homies in the set was jealous of Nip, because all the young love Nip. So Nip had got bigger than the set, cuz. Nip had connected Nip. Every Nip had got bigger than the set, cuz. Nip ain't big. Ain't nobody bigger than the set, cuz.
We go and do something, and the same we do it to, show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to, you know, counting everything, right? And we be like, how the they get that? Oh, well, we're gonna just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But cuz it's actually putting us in paperwork.
Loose Cannon wasn't done dropping bombs on No Jumper. He also confessed to participating in a weed dispensary robbery orchestrated by Big U. But here's the twist. After the robbery, Big U invited the dispensary owner back and returned part of the cash. Why? To show them who was really running the streets. According to the feds, this wasn't some random act of generosity. It was Big U's MO shaking down businesses under the guise of protection. Pay the rolling 60s and you're safe. Classic mob tactics. We go and do something, Loose Cannon explained, and then we show up to the house like 10 minutes later. And we'd be like, oh, we're going to just give them like $40,000 back. But Loose Cannon wasn't the only one talking. Whack 100 started getting dragged into the mess, and Brick Baby, also caught in the RICO sweep, accused Whack of working with the feds. Whack a snitch. Whack is a cop, the street started saying. Whack slip up about the Quando Rondo shooting, thinking it was a bad drug deal, not retaliation for King Von, raised major red flags. Worldstar Hip Hop even dropped a now deleted video accusing Whack of being a fed. Whack fired back, "Who me? What you think I should do to you? Who's talking to the cops?" But then the script flipped. Whack turned on Brick Baby, accusing him of snitching on Lil Durk and OTF.
If you notice, every time something happens in the street, like with the Quando Rondo situation, how do you know so much about a motherfucker? Like, I don't even know that much about that. You talk about he done robbed a and did this, like, right. How do you know this unless you getting police reports?
Whack claimed he had inside sources saying Brick Baby was cooperating with the feds, especially after Brick's mysterious federal pickup. Months before Lil Durk and OTF got hit, Brick Baby's house was raided by feds. He got scooped up, bailed out by Adam 22, but never charged. Red flag, Whack says. How does a known gang member walk away from a federal pickup with no charges? Months later, Whack revealed what he believed really happened. Brick Baby allegedly ran his mouth on a podcast. February 2023, Brick Baby goes on the internet and says OTF didn't slide for King Von anymore. Talking to Poetic Flacco, Brick claimed OTF allegedly took out Quando Rondo's cousin. Whack claims the feds pulled a warrant for Brick's phone right after, believing it held key info about the alleged plot. Brick never told the full story about that gun charge after Quando's cousin died. He claimed it was dropped for lack of evidence, but Whack says the feds were after his phone, not the gun. Then came Durk's indictment and Whack dropped another bomb. The feds wanted Brick's phone because they believed he was feeding Quando Rondo's location to OTF on the day of the shooting. Whack claims the feds even told Quando that the Rolling 60s set him up. Turns out Brick Baby and Quando were both claiming Rolling 60s. When Quando went to Atlanta, he checked in with his crew for protection Rolling 60s, but after everything went down, Quando felt betrayed, disowned the gang on social media.
We all thought that was a bad drug deal, weed deal, you know that. The world thought that that shooting was a bad weed deal between some Armenians or Persians. That's what the world thought.
Went to my favorite hip hop platform, World Star Hip Hop, and I got some bad news. I found out that my big homie is talking to the cops.
Who's that? Who, me?
What do you think?
All this podcast truth-telling, all this internet flexing, it's become a double-edged sword. Loose Cannon and Big U weren't just running the streets, they were documenting it, creating their own downfall. Loose Cannon filmed himself beating down a guy for talking to his baby mama. Big U got caught on camera extorting a film crew, warning them to check in, pay up to shoot in the neighborhood. Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just go check it in, Big U is heard saying on camera. We go check in all of your equipment. The internet's got the receipts and the comment sections are going wild. One commenter joked, "Yeah, whatever they said Big U did, he definitely did that." Another brought up DaBaby's famous no permission slip moment, suggesting Big U should have taken notes. Remember when DaBaby got confronted by local goons at a video shoot in East Atlanta, demanding a permission slip? DaBaby stood his ground, no permission slip signed. "I ain't signing no permission slip nowhere," he declared. "I don't answer questions." He later told Vlad TV those guys were lucky it didn't escalate. DaBaby's known for not backing down. Remember the Walmart shooting where he walked free on self-defense, even though footage suggested otherwise? Big U isn't the only high-profile figure caught in a RICO net. Casanova, another gang figure, surrendered himself in a similar case. Casanova going in, baby, he filmed himself saying before turning himself in for a massive, untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation RICO indictment. Racketeering, drug trafficking, firearms. The charges were heavy. Just like Big U, Casanova initially pled not guilty but then flipped, admitting guilt to racketeering and drug charges. Loose Cannon, Brick Baby, Big U. They're probably wishing they'd stayed off camera, stayed off the mic. All that internet clout, not looking so good now. And it's not just the rolling 60s. Olak self-snitched online, leading to 5 members facing life for the murder of FBG Duck. Videos of them bragging about the hit, dissing FBG Duck, it all came back to haunt them. Now they're locked up for life, no second chances. So the big question, will Loose Cannon meet the same fate? Will Big U become another Casanova, or worse, face life behind bars like the Olak members? This story is still unfolding and the ending is far from written. If you made it this far, you know Star Unique is the place for the real Hollywood secrets and street scandals. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more breakdowns just like this. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.